Hello there everyone and welcome back to more Total Warhammer multiplayer. I am eager to finally get myself a victory with the Tomb Kings. I've been fumbling before mixing them up with Tomb Guards, so I'm thankful I actually got that right this time, Jesus. Either way, I am hoping to dive into a different type of lore with the High Elves in that this should help broaden my scope of the different lores of magic, at least a lot of the more generic ones. And the main benefit of having Archmage for my main lord is that it should be relatively seamless to just switch over to the other types of lore of magic. It's just a question on when would that be a good idea to switch over to them. That's the only thing I'm not sure about, since I got a good grasp of fire, of heavens, let's see, light. I've been playing around with light enough to kind of understand what to expect from them, and of course life. Well, that's kind of convenient. All four of the lores that I play with are in their own little category here. Although death, high, metal, well, beasts I know a little bit, and shadows I do need to put some effort into to kind of grasp their strengths and weaknesses, and definitely to what to watch out for, since I think shadow can be impactful in that it has leadership reducing buffs. Well, it's not very strong with that said. Or, well, when I see 8 leadership, it doesn't feel like it's that strong. Although we've seen how impactful forcing regenerating type of creatures like trolls, the Hell Pit Abomination, and of course, dang it, the pigeons, forcing them to rout can be quite significant, as trying to kill them normally is probably not worth the hassle, just because that random chance they regenerate. And that could have merit in certain situations. But we'll have to play with that lore to actually know its value, in all honesty. But for now, I'm going to stick with the high lore, and if it becomes essential or becomes beneficial, then I'll try out with the other ones. Either way, we got a very fast match. I wonder what that means. We need to get into the lobby first for it to matter though. I worry something bugged out. Already. We just start with the stream, damn it. Don't bug out on me again. It might even allow it to cancel if I were to click it. Nope, it just decided that it wasn't good enough for this group, whoever we were playing against. Well, it was going to be a warm-up match anyway. I don't expect it to be amazing. Although, if I can get a win, or at least a draw, then at least improving my average for my first match of the day, right? Nothing wrong with that if we can improve that. Although, let's see, in our match, remains to be seen who we're up against. 1-on-1, the map is a little bit of slopes. Uncertain about the layout, but it looks like they immediately switched to chaos. I don't think I'm going to try out the Archmage at the moment here, but maybe I'll try out Empire, even though that could be a bad idea. It could be. And I know they like their elite units, although their infantry is a bit of a problem. I don't think I'm feeling lucky using the Hellblaster, unless they bring a monstrous creature of some kind. I without a doubt need a good amount of armor piercing. That's going to be a tricky prospect, since again, the handgunners suffer from the same problem. Grenadiers, they don't have armor piercing, which makes me wonder if they're worth it. They can be good harassing marauders for me to kind of thin out their numbers, but I definitely would love another great sword. I got 2 halberds, that'd be useful. The Light Wizard's always nice for keeping my Hellblaster in range safe, but I do want to get another ranged unit of some kind. Unless I downgrade to 2 crossbowmen, that's not terrible, but do I have the money to afford it? Not quite. And they could have manticores, they could have a potential goon squad. I don't want to drop too much of his stuff if I can help it. And there's also abilities I would love to get access to. I don't have a lot of time to think on this. I could downgrade the pistoliers and get the crossbowmen that way. And that gives me a little more resources for some additional stuff. Although I think I would prefer the grenadiers because they're just that much more fun, let's be honest. Even though they might not be impactful against the Chaos Warriors. And to be honest, neither would the pistoliers. 69, let's see. What can I upgrade? Not really anything, sadly. I don't think I like this composition, if I'm honest. Mainly because I don't expect the Hellblaster to do as much as I think it will. But if they bring any monstrous creatures, hopefully that thing will wreck them. I just don't have any spearmen or halberds to kind of deter any of that kind of shenaniganry. I do have my cavalry though. I just gotta make sure not to be super aggressive with them. I think it's a bit of the problem I'm using with them. Trying to get too aggressive. Okay, there is a bigger slope here than I realized. It just seems so misleading. Looking at the map, honestly. Either way. If I can put enough pressure on them, well, if they have hell cannons, I might be forced to move forward, which is going to really suck because of the slope. I'll have to figure out how I deal with possible hell cannons. Since otherwise I shouldn't be threatened by them at all and they would have to come to me. In theory. Alright, we're loaded. Where are we deploying? Oh, they're up on the high ground. That makes things a little bit better for me, if only slightly. Pistoliers, I don't know what to expect from them in this matchup. They're not going to do much against Chaos Warriors, which I'm expecting a good number of them. Since that's kind of why you take Chaos over Norska, right? For the more buffed up elite units. I don't think that's an unreasonable expectation. And I can't, actually I should widen my formation a bit because I have two great swords to fill the gaps. And if I can control them properly, then they're going to be great at damaging any Chaos Warriors. Probably not winning against them, but with good support and help from Karl Franz and other units, that can be alleviated. Now I don't know where to put the Hellblaster in all honesty. A bit of the problem, since this structure is kind of in an odd spot. And I think I'll keep these guys hanging back a bit, and hell, the Pistoliers could just go after any wolves or hounds that go after me. That might be a good use for them in the absolute worst case situation. Now the only oddball is the dang Hellblaster, which could work out well. Could. So Chaos Knights there. Chosen. All ground units, and they have all of them. How armored are these guys? All elite units. At the very least, we have... Hold that thought. Trying to figure... Well, I can easily go after Starterial. That shouldn't be too difficult. And I want these guys to shoot the hounds. They would be perfect for softening these guys up.
Sigmar, come on! We serve the Emperor!
And if anyone tries to net them, that'll be effective. Yeah, just weaken the hounds because they're gonna They're probably the units that are going to ruin my day if I'm not careful.
Ready.
And let me guess, micromanaging and all that?
March. For Altdorf. Moving now. Moving now.
How fast are these guys to me? 66 to 75.
No lingering. We are Sigmar's heirs. Attack. Yes, General. Hellblaster volley gun. Swordman, we obey. Yes, my lord. Fight them.
We'll get on over here. Get back on Star Serial. And if we net him, that'll help a ton. Yep.
Formation march.
This might be a bad situation for me, sadly.
The Empire endures. For the Empire. To battle.
My net did not go off. Why could you not do one little simple thing?
Light is might. Your orders. Take the ground.
There, now we can wreck Star Serial relatively well.
Moving. Crossbows ready, General.
And if we can hurt him, if we can eradicate him, that will do great.
For the Empire. War. Send us out.
I did sadly lose a Demigriff, but that scared them tremendously.
Very well. Now.
Finish him off, ideally.
Sigmar.
If at all possible.
Yes, sir. Quickly. For the
And
war.
get these swordsmen ready.
Weapons at the ready. Artillery units. To battle.
Yeah, go after him. He's can't fly. He doesn't have that buff yet,
Sigmar's heirs.
for good or ill.
Command artillery. Take the ground.
Nope, that's not what I want.
Vanish.
God dang it! I thought it was on the actual Chaos Hounds.
Hellblaster. Prepare for combat.
That is unfortunate.
Advance. Quick march.
We could still salvage this.
Moving faster.
The pigeon is, well, the walking pigeon's almost gone. I just need more crossbow bolts on him.
The Heldenhammer. Swordsman.
Warhounds are dying, perfect.
For the
They're firing at the knights, which is probably the best thing I could honestly ask for. And the lore is gone.
See to it.
Yeah, I just gotta be mindful if these things are actually good against Karl Franz or not.
The Empire
I'm
endures.
unfamiliar with the effectiveness of these
Hellblaster
units,
volley gun. Ready to engage.
but I think we're doing good.
Take aim.
A little more discipline with the Demigriffs, even though they arguably got trounced due to a little bit of micromanagement.
To arms, men.
But Sarcerion, that
Hellblaster.
dang bird, getting isolated and being easy pickings helps a lot.
Great swords.
We're not out of the woods yet though,
Stand idle.
but I think the damage was done, at the very least. We just got Chaos Knights that are not anti-large, that's important to note,
Demigriff knights.
or my Demigriffs are going to be very effective against them. I just don't have my wizard anymore.
Sigmar calls. Missiles will fly. Go. What?
Hellblaster's completely gone, but it did its thing. And now we're going to surround these guys, hopefully kill them off. And hopefully these swordsmen could do well against the hounds, even though they are getting poisoned. They just need to buy me time.
By Ulrich's wrath.
And all my great swords are about to die too.
Formation march. Prepare
I don't know what to do with these guys. They're probably my best units against these remaining infantry, but they're so weak and so low on morale. That's probably not good. They're probably not gonna last, let's be honest.
Understood.
Since these Chaos Knights are all but dealt with, I just gotta get Karl Franz ready to jump on them if they make a move on me.
Withdraw.
Yep. Demigriffs are gone, unfortunately. I was hoping the Demigriffs could at least finish them off there.
Very well. My rule is absolute.
We are still winning. Karl Franz is single-handedly probably going to carry us, and I don't think there's any anti-large for me to worry about. I just gotta be mindful of his terror potential and who actually has fear, since that will diminish his effectiveness with the charge attacks. Perfect. That worked out surprisingly well. The Hellblaster single-handedly paid for itself, just because they had a single large unit where I could just freely fire at it. And even though they were micromanaging, the problem is, if they kept... Well, he is a wizard. I don't think... Him hanging back's not really a terrible thing, is it? But yeah, as soon as he tried to get him in combat, I could just net him. And despite my first attempt failing on me, then I could just rip him a new one just with the Hellblaster alone. It seems like a worthwhile strategy, and the crossbowmen definitely were worth their weight. Since all their cavalry were on the left, all their mobile units, and thankfully, again, I was playing my Demigriffs a little more defensively. Sadly, one of them got completely demolished because they got surrounded. Surprisingly though, the second squad did really well despite arguably being outnumbered in a lot of ways. And Wizard definitely MVP. Karl Franz sadly didn't pay for himself, but he was just more disrupting and protecting my back line. If nothing else. He just sadly didn't have any armor piercing, or I didn't get those ability upgrades to help, or item upgrades I believe is what the category is called, to really help with his armor piercing. He could have gotten a little more value that way. Ooh, 2v2. Okay, I think I played on this map before, but this picture is not very helpful, is it? Is this the opportunity to play Tomb Kings? I am trying a more range-focused type of army. And with Sepulchral Stalkers, they can be pretty useful. What the heck? Something's bugged out. Thankfully, I have pre-made armies. I don't know what that means for everyone else, though, because I can't even see what their army is. Well, that was odd. That was very odd. Well, no 2v2 for us, I think, sadly. Unless this is another team battle. Nope, just 1v1. And I don't have the slightest idea what to make of this map. It looks like someone's got like a cliff ledge or very high ground area to fight in. And I do not want to fight up there. I want to believe the deployment is going to be more left and right. I honestly don't know what to expect with this map. To truly judge. I'm thinking wanting to go heavy in flyers to help negate the possible layout of this map. And with them going Empire, that could be useful. I can drop some bombs on the front line, tear them apart, and have some fun there. Although, let's see, I don't think I have to worry too... Well, they're going to have great swords without a doubt, or some form of armor piercing to deal with my sources, you would think. I just don't think I need red-crested skinks for regular infantry. It's the only thing I'm not sure of. I love me some chameleon skinks, I won't lie. They seem to do a lot for me. And they have a lot better ammo. Well, actually they have the same ammo, but of course there's more of them. And as a result, more damage potential. I don't know why I'm worried about dropping bombs when I have an ion cannon, in all honesty. Ion cannon's more fun, but I do need some kind of range. One chameleon skin can be good. We got explosion damage from Bastildon. That gives me another large creature. I'm just not very range centric, and I'm definitely very light on the numbers. And I'm not too worried about these things going berserk, since if I'm fast enough, or at least have enough foresight to see them getting put in a position where they might berserk, cold blood is going to help immensely with that. I am still wondering about the prospect of using that preemptively to see if it helps negate berserk almost entirely if used right. Especially on like a charge or something where they're most likely to take the most damage. Hard to say. I don't really have anti-large, that's a bit of a problem. I say that and I have a friggin' Carnosaur that's anti-large. I have Krokgar who's anti-large. And then 2 chariot-like creatures that can be a lot of fun. It's just the red-crested skinks I am entirely unsure about in this matchup. I'm thinking of having them just for any great swords I might have to go up against, but otherwise they're probably not helpful against anything else, as I don't recall the armor the regular swordsmen have. Do I want a Regiment of Renown? But actually, would switching over to the Pak Hopak cohort be useful for disruption? They cause fear, they're immune to psychology, they are cheaper, but what do I do with the extra money with that said? If I get rid of these, that could give me a skink. And if I downgrade, I can get an extra skink squad as is. Since it's impossible to really know how effective these abilities are. The miscast chance and the Cube of Darkness. I have never been paying attention to the effectiveness of these abilities, I will be completely honest. They're probably worth their weight in gold when I actually learn to use the Cube of Darkness. I just, again, have absolutely no idea if that's the truth or not. Especially with the way the replay functions currently, I can't even check my opponent's perspective to really get an answer to that question. But I'm okay with the cohort. I'm just wondering how I can upgrade them. Unless I want to go with regular spear, cold ones. That will allow me to upgrade and get an extra cohort squad. I think those are spear riders. And that solves that problem. It gives me a little more buffer. I am not against that. I would have liked the horned ones though, but we are gonna need something. I have armor piercing, which shouldn't be needed. 2 sources of anti-large at least. Something to help with demolishing the infantry a bit. And it makes a decent chariot. I understand there's a lot of complaints about the Bastildon. A lot of lizardmen like to go double Bastildon even, I think. Why not benefit from the potential simplicity or overpoweredness of them, while not overcommitting by having 2 of them? And besides, firing friggin' laser beams is always fun, right? Although this is an odd layout. Again, I was worried about this map and how it functions, and there truly is a good high ground slope. If I was unlucky, if I gone full range or had gone heavily on range, this would be amazing for me. Probably not as Lizardman though, due to the direct fire, and this cliff ledge could be a bit of a pain. And we're gonna have to get a little creative with how we organize our army. Since no matter how I deploy it, this army is gonna be in like 2 halves. I like the Bastildon up here. That could just pepper them from... We're gonna put it to a test to see if it can actually shoot the friggin' buggers from the low ground. Since I had bad luck before with the Rattling Gunners. I don't expect many amazing things here. And if anything, you're just gonna keep an eye out for flanking possibilities and probably protect my rear. Sources are holding the main middle line. They are going to be very clumped up though, which makes them very vulnerable to weapons. Skinks here for support. I don't know where to put the other red-crested skink though. I want my mobile units down here, since they're more than likely going to be flanking. And with that said, maybe I put the source up there, and if they commit heavily to the bottom, then simply put, I just back off with my mobile, my range units. Stegodon helps and protects the middle. And this helps to group them a little bit better too, if nothing else. Oh, wrong group for you. Actually, let's have the Bastildon in group 10, which is basically just my left and right. My mouse button 4 and 5 on the left side of my mouse, basically. I don't know if I like the Bastildon up here though. But it seems like it's good coverage of this opening. I just don't know of any vanguards in the trees here, which they could do. Oh, and I have chameleon. More red-crested skinks to deploy somewhere. Actually, let's keep you down there. Again, mobile squad down here, maybe for good flanking potential. And in theory, this ridge could be perfect for me, just because it synergizes so well with such a small but heavily robust front line, and the skinks should be fast enough to kind of support. It's just a very, very awkward map, I'm not gonna lie. But I think we made good use of the layout. I just gotta be mindful of flanking. Oh, I can't even... yeah, outside flyers, they can't get up here, which just means I prepare... I should prepare a little bit differently then. I just don't like my skinks over here. And I worry about you being run down a little bit by cavalry. Which is probably what these guys are good for. Just have them in there, and if there's nothing in that corner, then simply put, I just have them go start running around and preparing for later on. Pistoliers, that's fine. They have great cannons, so this is gonna suck a bit. But if we're fast, we can do something with this with my mobility. A bright wizard. Oh, there is actually a path up here. For some reason I deliberately checked that, wondering about if there was a pathway or not. There's Marcus. And what else? He has a net, let's keep that in mind. They have silver bullets. Can we just blast these things ideally? They are unbreakable, which is fine. Nope, that wasn't what I wanted. The lag spike just wrecked me, messed things up a bit. And there's Gotrek. Let's just poison him and make it difficult for him somehow. These are just huntsmen. They are anti-large, though. We gotta be careful of that. And I did no damage at all to these Sigmar Suns, did I? Nope, that was not what I want. And what are these? Just spearmen. This lag is annoying. And did that just mess up my spell too? These are just pistoliers, I'm fine. My cold one should be alright against... Should have enough armor deal from right. It's just hard to say because they're making it annoying for me to figure out. And it's gonna cost me the match, I want to say. Just this stupid latency. Now, where are my chameleon skinks? Oh, they're just busy peppering Gotrek right now. We need swords to come back. Sigmar's sons are demolishing us. Actually, yeah, just go over here and we'll see if we can do something. I just don't know what I can do. It's not going very well, is it? Come on, I told you to get moving. Fine. It did some good damage, but not enough, honestly. Now, what are you doing? Oh, I shouldn't have done that. That was unnecessary. And again, latency is messing me up here. And these are silver bolts, alright? If we can keep her from doing damage, that might be useful, but... I think it's too little too late. Since sadly... Yeah, you're gonna be dead no matter what. I should have just committed to that fight to keep them from being able to shoot you. He is alive, but that doesn't mean much yet. How's Gotrek doing? He should be bad in this matchup, but he's still doing okay, I think. It's just a shame that Ion Can had to miss against the Sigmar's sons, is what it looked like. Nope, and he's completely routed. And there's... Yeah, it's just hard to control my army like this. I don't know how my sources are doing, but they're so far just demolishing everything that comes their way. Swords are just being cut, but maybe with some poison to support them, they can run these guys down, yeah. They can run down the silver bullets. And that forces their hand a bit. Oh, I don't want to go against Gotrek as much as I would like to. He's broken again. I don't know if you can actually see to shoot them as much as I want to. Yeah, they can run, but they shouldn't do anything. Yeah, sadly, Skink Priest is about to go down too, alas. But the Bastildon could do some damage, that'd be great here, because look how clumped up they are. Nope, this game is over. It's just doing it very slowly, sadly. This latency sucks here. That may have single-handedly ruined so much of what I could do there. Since it looks like I missed the ion cannon, they were micromanaging somewhat, but at least against some of it, but yeah. One of my wind blasts, some of my abilities just missed entirely because of that latency too. And I don't need to tell you how much that wind blast could have been great against all those spearmen. A little unfortunate that had to go that way. Now I just want to give it another moment because I don't want to really go up against that latency again. It's not even so much losing the battle, it's the dang latency. Since I thankfully avoided Gotrek quite a bit, but sadly my skinks did not take him out. Even though again, I was really questioning what was the point of having the red crested skinks in there. I was just wondering if maybe there were some great swords or something with heavy armor, but if I were to change that army at all, regardless of what we just went up against, I don't think I would have took the red crested. 30 armor on the spearmen, 30 armor on them, yeah. I thought maybe they were like, perhaps 50 or 60 maybe. It's only really the great swords that had the armor as the main frontline unit. Without a doubt I would have taken them out, and then I could have had those Pterodon. Well, would the Pterodon Riders have been ideal? I had nothing to go up against the Bright Wizard, but it's not like he was a terrible threat, just annoying. I did not even pay attention to what kind of value he was getting with just firebolts. But Pterodon Riders, without a doubt, a single Pterodon Rider would have been great. I'm just wondering, it's really hard to say how I could have played that differently. Since again, latency would have ruined so much of what I had in mind or what I even changed. And we'll just leave it at that. Let's not even reminisce on it anymore. As sadly, one of the biggest contributing factors to that loss was basically something I couldn't even do anything about. It does not help us unless I play with a very... well, I would have to know of the latency ahead of time if I even switched to something that was very low micro intensity. Is there a way I can even check what their latency is beforehand? That's what I'm honestly curious about. I am getting no impression, sadly. Anyways, let's see. Lots of woods here. They're going Bretonians, which probably means I want to use the trees. Oh no, they switched up. They just don't have the Beastman DLC. Alright. Monstrous creatures. We want armor piercing. And I probably want to hide in the woods some. Which of these would actually be decent in fighting the woods? With that said, Sepulchral Stalkers would be good at stopping any monstrous creatures, but ideally I want to be in the woods to at least diminish their combat potential. I think I wouldn't mind a third great bow to help deal with monstrous creatures. I just need something. I need really strong buffer. And you, etc. I think we learned the chariot's not very effective. Never mind the fact that I think people have been calling for chariots to get buffed since the... Hold that thought, I'm losing track of what I was thinking of. I'm looking for the buff to my range weaponry. There was a buff too. There we are. Now I completely... Oops, switching it up again. Now we have to play a bit aggressive is what it looks like, unless I outrange them. Which could be good in the trees, but if they're playing defensive and they're in the trees as well, I do need some kind of mobility. I don't need the Sepulchral Stalkers anymore, especially since they're magical. I just don't have any good armor-piercing weaponry, do I? Which is a bit of a problem. I don't mind Necrotech. Yeah, the only real good armor pierce I have are these great bows. I think. I have no actual infantry. But you're good against infantry in general. You're good against... Yeah, sadly, I don't want to take the halberds because they're more anti-large. But I think I'm keeping the great bows. Maybe I even downgraded 2 to give me some options for mobility. But how do I get armor piercing? It's ideally not large creatures, especially if I want to use the trees. That I can't quite answer. I'm not sure about. I know without a doubt they probably changed their faction in to kind of combat the faction I'm playing as. Which I could easily do that as well, but let's try and commit to this to help learn where I'm strong and weak, and what I'm seeing is no infantry that's really good armor piercing. I can get some good stay units and tomb guards. I have the great bows that are useful there. These guys are going to get blasted, but Vanguard can be great if they do commit to hiding the trees. I don't think I want 2 of them. They're anti-infantry and they're armor-piercing, but they're large. That's what I don't like about these guys. They can wreck me with thunders and pretty much any range weaponry they got. I don't know how I feel about this. Especially since I need to get abilities. Let's see, restore health. Missile resistance and armor. It's a constant aura buff. Base weapon damage, I don't think I want that. That's a constant buff, is it? For a lot of the reasons, I kind of want to get rid of Cetra's mount. Since that kind of does the same thing. It makes it easy for him to attack me a little bit. Hopefully this is decent, especially if I can get good good use out of the Tomb Scorpion to kind of mess them up with the Vanguard. I just have money to spend. Let's commit to this. I honestly feel like they switched over to dwarves to kind of counter the faction I'm playing as it seems justified due to my lack of infantry choices to deal with dwarves. Either way, this will be a good learning experience. Just one I'm not optimistic for. Unless I commit fully to long range, which I don't know how good a strategy that is. But I can hopefully use the trees for cover relatively well. I'm just not going to have my entire army in here. Which I think I'm okay with. The idea is to protect myself from... protect my large units at least from the artillery fire they're more than likely going to be bringing. And that should allow me to get in close. Although, with that said, if they're going artillery, I think we could count on the fact that they're probably going to deploy in this corner, aren't they? Which thankfully, Tomb Scorpion has a little bit of option here. Because I could deploy it in the corner here, and this hill, if I'm really lucky, is going to hide it, maybe. There's a lot of uncertainty to this strategy, though. But if they have artillery, if they have weaponry, they're probably going to deploy over in the corner. Since they've shown they're trying to counter me, they're trying to meta me, and that just means they're probably wary of the force as well. Yeah, sadly these guys are going to get slowed down, are they? Since they are large creatures. I don't have a lot of armor piercing, which is going to really suck. And they don't have spells, which means I don't have to worry about my formation as strictly, which gives me a little more to work with. I want to think anyway. Now it's just a question, if they do deploy over there, how do I engage them? Because I could just go to a slow walk here, and hopefully they'll protect me from getting shot at until I'm way over here. It'll burn about 10 minutes, but at least I won't be exhausted. Oh wow, you could deploy quite a ways. You got a lot to work with here, I gotta say. And what are you? You're my tanky tomb guards. I forgot I even got tomb guards, in all honesty. At least their silver shields will be great against thunderers, but again, the whole thing I'm worried about is the fact that they're going to be using thunderers to shoot my large creatures, which is why I want to try and avoid so many. Called it. Let it be known that I friggin' called it. Now it's just a question on what the hell do we do? Because I don't think I could shoot them very well. And I don't know if the Scorpion can conceal itself very well or not. And what kind of... Quarrelers. This is not going to be a very interesting match, I would imagine, but... We will do what we can. And I learned how to micromanage this to an extent to maybe dodge the cannons. But we'll see what happens. I don't know, is that a buff for some kind they got going on? Yeah, they're getting buffed right now. I think the Tomb Scorpion's been spotted, but... I gotta keep in mind that they are probably going after Cetra, more than likely. They're just not in range right now. If I can get on the high ground, that helps a tiny bit. Since they are direct fire cannons and not mortars. I think that's what I want to do. Just get over to this corner here. Again, it's going to take a while, but this gives me a slightly better vantage point. Just brace yourselves, folks. This is going to take a while. If anything, I would love to just force them to waste ammo, but this battle is going to be over once we do start getting engaged. I don't think the fact that the cannons running out of ammo is going to be a contributing factor to this. But I learned it from fighting against Big Bess. Let's just keep an eye on what they're shooting at. Yep, there's my bone joint. He's getting wrecked. Is anyone surprised? I thought they were in the trees still, alas, but I at least have healing for him. I probably need to be a little bit faster. This is a really bad arc for me. I really want to get on that high ground. But what we'll do instead is just stop and move. Although, the only problem with that is... the only thing I don't like about that is I have to do a manual move every single time. That is the wrong way. I'm just realizing, and it's really annoying to try and figure that out. Well, thankfully that heal just brought my great bows back up a decent amount. Yeah, sadly we're facing box dwarves. I don't know how to best handle this, especially with Tomb Kings, because they switched over to dwarves when I chose Tomb Kings, and I didn't want to play this stupid game of meta picking based off the opponent. It'll be a bit of a good learning experience, though. I was hoping to maybe take advantage of their starting ground's high spot to maybe protect me when I go in for the engagement. Although, sadly my Tomb Scorpion's exposed. I am wondering how to engage this, and only thing I can really think about is using the high ground, since my whole philosophy trying to build this army was figuring out what armor piercing I had that wasn't actually a large monstrous creature, and sadly, that's probably why they chose dwarves, is because I don't really have any good armor piercing that isn't large outside my regiment of renown. I'm still getting hammered. But can we make something work here? Probably not, but we're gonna try. Because you know these guys are just gonna get shot up. These bone giants. Especially with how clumped up they suddenly are. I didn't realize with all these move orders that they're just getting clumped up quite significantly. Now I want to cripple them as much as I can, but this is not the only downside is this is a really tight formation I'm not fond of. But we are doing respectable damage to the miners, but they're like really cheap. Let's keep that in mind. They're probably not going to be all that expensive, and I really hate how clumped up my units are. Now get the giant in there. Get the Kepler Guard in here. Get on Go Trek. Oh, you're just getting wrecked, aren't you? Can we go after Grombrindle at all? Because I want to believe the Scorpions at least messing with their cannons some, but I seriously doubt it. I want to break their lines quickly, and hopefully we might be able to do that. Actually, Cetra could just go in there easily enough. I'm just not doing very good damage against the White Dwarf, sadly. And the Tomb Spire, yeah, they're just ignoring the Scorpion, which is shocking, but I'll take it. Come on. Oh, you actually destroyed the cannon. Okay, that makes more sense why you're not doing anything. Yep, I saw it. I'm thankfully faster than him, but I don't think I can stutter step very well. Am I actually faster than him? Yeah. Let's exhaust these guys. Oh, they were hiding in the trees apparently, which is funny, considering I had my Tomb Scorpion deployed over there all this time. Now, let's deal with these Quarrelers. They are probably the biggest scare, especially for my Bone Giants. Because keep in mind, these guys could just outrun all the regular dwarves, like they're currently doing with the Slayers. I just gotta wreck these guys as well as I can. And actually, let's give these guys some support, since they're about to falter. Nope, we're against Slayers. Time to change dance partners. Tomb Guards get the Slayers, Cetra gets everything else. A good trade, right? Although this is going to be painful regardless. Now let's just spread these guys out, so that way the Slayers aren't distracting two of these great weapons. And you're anti-large, I assume? No, you're just armor-piercing. If I had a way to get Cetra over there and be useful, that would be great. But I need to deal with these friggin' quarrelers, too. Now, what can I shoot at with these great bows? I'm just not sure what's a good target. Oh, just shoot the Slayers. I just want to shoot at something that had armor, ideally. Because they are armor-piercing weaponry, after all. And I kind of forgot about my Hierophant, whatever the heck that thing's called, sadly. He still had use of repairing people. Now, I would love to get some shots on Grombrindle, but we weren't doing a lot of damage to him before to begin with. They're probably going to rally, unless I could destroy the Lord somehow, which is definitely an option. I just don't think I'm going to get the kills I want. Whirlers actually have decent armor. Let me shoot them. No, I need to deal with the black miners, maybe. And I'm not quite in range. Oh, there's skirmish mode. That's what's going on. Kill the Lord. Grombrindle dies now. That will do a world of hurt to the morale. Sadly, Cetra is pretty fragile. I want to keep him alive for a bit until we deal with these range units. But right now, they only have one real range unit to be a threat. But I don't know if I have enough units left over. Dang it, these guys got caught. Okay, those quarrels just break. Perfect. Now, it's the Master Engineer I do not want to fight. Because he could probably kill Cetra. And I probably should have saved that for a panic moment, but... Actually, just keep killing them. We're just down to one Slayer squad. Actually, just show them the door. Melee them. Before they rally. That might be a good use for the one great bows. The Oshopti is what you're referring to? Yeah. I believe that's how it's spelt. But I do not want to jinx it, but I think this is a victory for us. The bar is about to break. Is slightly in our advantage, and once we deal with this engineer and show him the door, which I think is what Cetra will do in all honesty, due to his low health and low nature, we should have this. Actually, can you just shoot these quarrelers once to force them to break? Alright, so hopefully that got everyone but Cetra. Yeah, you changed your tune. I like it. You don't want to go after the target you're supposed to go after, and I'm fine with that. Yes, that is the plan there, Gladiator. We need to get a co-op stream going on once the Beastmen finally hit, and you can have some fun with them. Oh, I'm surprised you're not even using your bows. I just want you to shoot the friggin' things. Although, you can still melee really good. Although that was the wrong spell, considering they actually gave up fighting you. That's unfortunate. But quarrelers are shooting. They are still routing. Can I actually break these guys before they kill Cetra? Which, 800 health, I should be okay. Oh, I was worried the game just crashed there for a moment. Sadly, the Master Engineer is fixed. I do not want to fight him for fear of him doing enough damage to Cetra. And that was just justified right there.
Yes.
Now get on out Cetra quickly. You are safe, if only just barely.
Animals.
Oh, you're out of ammo, so just get to fighting, and Slayers are being annoying, but hopefully they're taking a great deal of damage still.
Cetra the imperishable.
Alright, let's show these guys the door. They're close enough to fear. I just want to make sure they keep running. Okay, they're broken and they're on the edge of the map, so... Oh no. They'll be out of the fight in a moment, but let's not get careless.
Cetra the imperishable.
Now, Cetra, run like your life depends on it. Which is entirely true, but...
My orders.
And how slow are you? 33 versus... Ah, dang it, you actually outrun
King of Henry.
my friggin' skeletons. Which means we're gonna need some support. Although Cetra is safe for the time being. Okay, they've been shown the door. The cannons could still be annoying if they can get to the said cannons, but I think we're okay for the time being. It's just a matter of prioritizing my targets, because yeah, they just rallied, which is annoying, but not much I can do about it now. I just want to... yeah, let's just melee these things. I can't have the Lord die on me. I just don't know who else he can go after, in all honesty. But physical resistance helps there. They are completely shattered. That's a good start. And Ushabti can start firing again.
Do as I say.
Fire the great bows on that friggin' dwarf. Come on, you can't handle the damage, can you? Thank you very much for the comment there, Charger Rebel. Hopefully you are enjoying Crusader Kings. It's just definitely going to be tricky for me getting commentary in with so many people. Unless I was not in the Discord channel in general. But I'm glad you're enjoying it. It's still going to be a work in progress, without a doubt. Okay, Slayers are almost dead. They are unbreakable. We're going to have to kill them the old-fashioned way. And actually, if I can buff... if I can give them physical resistance, that helps. There. That will help a ton. And I think that seals the deal.
Cetra the imperishable.
Oh my god, it's finally happened. We won against dwarves. It's a miracle. And especially with them friggin' trying to pick dwarves in response to me taking Tomb Kings. I will take this victory. Screw you and your metagaming ways. Oh boy, I almost jinxed it though, thinking it was going to be a victory, since sadly those quarrelers had to be a bit problematic, and it gave their engineer enough time to rally, sadly. And they just kamikaze poor Grombrindle. Although there is still a lot to learn here, and I definitely want to save that replay. Although, is it even possible for me to save that replay now for later use? Because that's one I definitely need to look at. And I would like to save it. Can I just go in here and save it? Can I go in, exit, and hopefully it'll prompt me to save this battle? This is... well, I do have the stream at the very least as a backup. Yeah, there is actually a Discord group there for Crusader Kings. I can't remember the link off the top of my head as it would require me to alt-tab, but it's actually in the description of each of those Crusader Kings videos. At least the latest one where I'm playing as Poland. I just don't want to alt-tab because that does cut the audio every time I do that. But sadly it doesn't look like I could save, but give me a moment and I'll copy and paste that for you. We play at around, what, 7 o'clock American Eastern Time on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Just give me a moment, the audio is going to cut out, since I'm going to be trying to find that link. Going to take a moment, since everything has to load up, because I did completely close my YouTube and other tabs since... again, due to the fact that the audio cuts out completely, I don't really expect or plan to have this available. Alright, there's the link for you. That should take you straight to Megapublic's Discord channel. I think they need to give you permission first to be able to jump or at least speak in the Discord channels, but if you're interested in either Stellaris, was it Victorious 3 when that comes out, Crusader Kings 3 of course, and any other kind of games that they might be playing, feel free to join in. But I will happily take that victory. It was a hard-earned battle, and I want to strongly argue my opponent tried to meta pick against me too. It's just a question on how I could have prepared better for that matchup. That's the only thing I'm not sure about, because again, the Tomb Kings, I literally only have a single unit that's infantry that can actually do armor piercing damage in the Kepra Guard. Maybe a couple lords or heroes could have been an option. I never did look at them, to be honest. But either way, Captain Skittles. I don't know, it feels like I saw this name already. I can't remember where. Otherwise, I'm just more than happy that I won with Tomb Kings. Since so far we've been having a bit of a losing streak with those poor guys. Still a lot I need to learn, like, especially with the how the morale works with the undead. Tomb Kings are really the only faction I've been plotting and preparing. Oh, I don't want this, do I? Oh, and I know what map this is. I just don't know if Bretonnians is a good choice or not. With that middle slope. I am wondering if I want to go with the Fey Enchantress and the Pegasus Knights. I don't think it's needed. This is not too ridiculous a map layout where I need flying units at least. I should be okay. We just don't know what faction they're picking right now. It makes it tricky for me to prepare. Let's just go while we're waiting to grab what actually works for me. And really, pretty much everything's all set. I really need to pay attention when magical resistance is going to be important. Oh, Camry is a good matchup. It seems counterintuitive considering they have so many large creatures and constructs, which the Slayers and the Quarrelers and any armor piercing they have are really good against me. Use the chariots, huh? Well, sadly, from what I understand, the mass change has made chariots a little more underwhelming. At least the twist in the Twilight changes to mass. And I've had terrible luck with Cetra using his chariot. On top of the other rare occasions I've been using chariots trying to knock things over. And that may have something to do with that. I will have to take a look at the actual stats though. I have an app for that on my phone. And at least that tells what the master units are. Either way, I am happy with that victory. It remains to be seen, again, how to improve on that. Because again, I don't know what they're actually going to pick, if they're just AFK or not. I could just start the battle now and really screw them over. Actually, I could just send a message to see if they respond, but keep in mind, it's so subtle, they might not even hear it. I could barely even hear it, and I was the one typing the friggin' thing. Okay, they are going beastmen. I have the money to get shields for any of their harassing. And I have lots of anti-large already. This should be okay here. And I could get one more peasant fodder squad. Otherwise, I should be okay here. I just wasn't expecting to actually take beastmen. And that's something I'm going to have to prepare for with the DLC. I'm going to have no idea what faction you're playing as for preparing my army, since beastmen is automatically picked for these quick matches, provided they have that DLC unlocked. Otherwise it's what? Bretonians as a free DLC? I can't remember what the other factions we've seen for what it automatically picks alphabetically. This should be interesting, although from what I understand, beastmen are not in a good place right now. People have been wanting this DLC for the beastmen for forever. I should have a good advantage. The only thing I really know what to expect is a lot of Vanguard units, which means they're going to play very aggressively, and I need to be prepared for that. Although with Vanguard, they're going to have the high ground almost immediately. That's a bit of the problem. I don't know if I want the woods, because they're going to have Wood Strider or abilities like that. This is... I really don't want to start way up here in case they go super all out on the Vanguard aggression, and they're going to have the high ground momentum to just plow me over really early on. But at the same time, that's why I have peasants, isn't it? The peasants are just great for taking those charges. And then my men-at-arms can just soak the damage. These guys could break for all I care, and then they can reposition afterwards. It does have the downside of me being really tight in my formation, though, a little bit. With me basically being 2 rows of infantry. The Reliquary, the Relique is going to be really good here. Poison is going to help with the buffering. I just got to figure out... I'm just going to have to quickly figure out what to do with my cavalry. They're not exactly going to be starting the best position unless I move everyone to the left some. Now I am very aware that they could have a lot of units on my left flank with these trees, which is why I want to try and avoid deploying over there some. But these guys are going to be my protection in case, and then we'll see what Leon could do in the meantime.
For the lady! Peasant bowman! Champion of the lady! By the lady! Ready for orders!
Part of me does honestly question if it was a good idea to get the shields or not. I know they do have some decent harassers or skirmishers, I think. I just don't know if the shields are actually going to be worth the cost.
Show us the foe!
Oh yeah, I know they're going to destroy the infantry. That's why Leon and his relic is supposed to help keep them from breaking for as long as possible. The poison arrows are supposed to mitigate their damage to help in that, while my cavalry just wreck everything. Alright, so it sounds like they're all in the woods or they just did regular deployment. Which if they're over here, Luang can spot them right away. Minotaurs.
Very well. Apace.
Alright, so they're the ones with the artillery, which is interesting. I don't know what to make of this.
Indeed. Riding out.
Post haste!
But
Knights of the
I
Red.
don't know how dangerous those Cygors are.
Show us the foe.
Bit of a honest question there.
Is my real.
How dangerous are those things to my cavalry? Because they're doing box beastmen.
At once. Post haste. We are ready. Full tilt.
This is unusual matchup.
I shall prevail. Hold true. On to glory.
Now let's try and break them quickly.
Lance is ready.
Luan, you get out there and then we mangle these Gorbull.
Orders, my lord.
Okay, there's what I was wondering about.
The lady wills it. Swiftly. Advance.
This is going to be a mess, but I don't know how exactly I can manage this with that said either.
Kill 'em all. Peasant bowmen. With all haste. Swiftly. Ride to glory. Smite them.
Come on. Okay, the heel's going off. I just got to get him out.
Knights of the Red. Advance. By the lady. With
The regular box breaking strategy.
'Tis an honor. As you say.
And now with that said, let's see if we can deal with these warhounds a bit.
What do you be?
It's going to be odd,
King Luan Leoncoeur.
because again, it's such a mess. I don't know how to exactly to optimize here. The Minotaurs are getting wrecked. That is one good thing.
Shields. Aye. Like it. Quick.
Swordsmen can help here. Their Cygors are still doing damage, is a bit of the problem. Which is why I don't like clumping up as much as I am.
Smite them. The lady protects me.
But
Wipe them out!
can we keep doing damage still? I just don't know what exactly we're hitting.
With haste.
I should just keep on cyclo-charging with that said.
Shield. Shift it. Quick now. Run. Riding out. Apace.
I sadly don't have the armor breaking potential for my... Oh, they have three Oh, they summoned Cygors, didn't they? It's some weird Cygor summoning strat. And they're the summoned ones, so I shouldn't even be bothering to fight them, honestly.
You require magic?
I shouldn't even be fighting these Cygors, because again, they are summoned. Ideally.
Swiftly. Peasant bowmen.
And if somehow these peasants can get on those Cygor, that might help some.
Glory to Britannia.
Again, it's just impossible to see how I'm doing in this mess.
God help us. Sons of Britannia.
That is summoned, right?
Glory codes. Full tilt. Withdraw. Sons of Britannia.
Okay, stand your ground, everyone.
Withdraw. Ready for battle.
I thought we were doing well, but I guess not.
Power of the lady!
Because they're just throwing rocks at my clump, basically, is what's going on here.
Peasant woman! Bretonia!
And my peasants immediately broke in close to the terror creatures.
Riding out! Take the ground! God help us! Ride to glory!
Now, I don't know. Okay, the Lord's there. He's not quite close to death, sadly.
With all haste! Post haste to my banner!
But hopefully I can do enough charge damage to just throwing rocks to ruin my day.
Peasant woman!
Bit of a problem.
It shall be! Others, full tilt! This is my will! Advance! Quickly, lads! The lady's chosen.
I am still regenerating health, but
In blue and
I don't think that's going to help me too terribly much. I apparently did absolutely no damage to the Lord right now. To kind of win this through morale. And apparently I did no damage to the Gorbel after just charging
With
it.
speed. The lady wills it! At once! God help us!
Yeah, this is over, I guess. I thought I could just break through and get to their Gorbels, but apparently not. It's just unfortunate I was so clumped up too that their Gorbels was doing damage. Not significant damage, apparently. I think they only just barely paid for themselves. I'm just wondering what went wrong there. Yeah, I don't know if the well, one of them probably paid for themselves. How much are those things actually? Since all I wanted to do was just break through their line, because they should have pretty low morale. But because they're monstrous creatures, I don't think any of my units could effectively tie them up, even the peasants or men-at-arms, because as you saw, my poor peasants just broke morale before they even got there. So those are the upgrades, Cygors. Where is the regular Cygor? Yeah, the Cygors didn't pay for themselves. I would argue they're not the strength to that strategy. And that just begs the question, what actually did I lose to in that case? Or was it too clumped up? Because you figure a Cygor would do so much more damage just because of how clumped up I was. I just don't know what exactly happened. I know you could spawn things, can you? I just don't know what exactly it is. Oh, I'm surprised you're not even a spellcaster. Oh, he has regeneration. Okay, that's something I didn't know. Alright, there it is. Just one-time use of spawning Chaos Spawn. Yeah, maybe the great weapons, because if my cavalry stayed alive, that could have been useful. It just was really hard to see what they were actually fighting in that mess. Okay then. What do we have this time? A no-named adversary. And a very odd map layout. I'm assuming this is left versus right. Alright, let's try out the High Mage, or Archmage, and play around with some new spells in that case. It is just the honest question if I want a Great Eagle or stick with the Moon Dragon, though. Oh, and they switched to Dwarves. We're just gonna go on some... Or we'll give the Chariot a try. It's something smaller that's not gonna get obliterated by the dang Dwarven cannons, at least. And this looks like a relatively flat map anyway. Now, honest question. I don't think the sisters are a good choice here. because of the magical damage. I just don't have any armor piercing. Yeah, no one else is really armor piercing unless I use bolt throwers, which means I'm committing to a long range fight then. Oh, they just already auto-readied. We'll stick with that for the time being, and what else can we throw in? And I can, yeah, I'm just buffing myself. I don't care about the dwarves. I should be okay here. Since you can still be useful for my archers, and then I heal my units. Although, if I had more time, I would seriously consider upgrading my regiments of renown or switching them. I honestly didn't hear the ready up ting or ping, which is unfortunate. As soon as I did notice that I only had 30 seconds. But hopefully we'll be okay. I'm not optimistic for the Sisters of Avalon being maybe as effective as they could be in Good God. I thought it was left versus right here. What does this map look like? Oh god, leave it to the Skaven to make a mess of this place, huh? And this is coming from a Skaven Underworld player for Blood Bowl for the season. Skaven mining, Skaven warpstoning. Oh god, there's more of it behind us. Oh god, even more ridiculous. We're defending the Skaven settlement. Wrap that around your brain. Wrap that around your head even. No! Gladiator's embracing the inner Skaven. No, I don't like it.
Understood.
Now, the one thing I worry about with this formation going wide like this because of the dang opening is that if they box, I'm not going to be able to support my two armies the best. It's going to be really hard to break through. Since I understand the box breaking strategy is to kind of focus on a single point and force them to break, get the killed off as quickly as possible, and then you can get at the ranged weapons ideally. I don't think I have too much of a choice though, with that said. And my Sisters Avalon are probably going to die due to siege weaponry. Well, if Sisters Avalon can stay in the woods, that'll give them slight protection. Maybe not much. Yeah, I know you're playing your dang campaign. I hope you're enjoying it at the very least then. You being Clan Eshin and all that. Actually, I want you group 5, you guys group 6. Actually, let's make you group 3. Might make it simpler to control. Now, start placing your bets. Is this going to be a Dwarven box formation or not? Surprisingly, it's not, but it's still siege weaponry and gyrocopters. Hope I didn't put my lord in the proper group. I don't know how I'm going to use these vanguards the best besides harassing gyrocopters. I can heal at least, so that helps negate a little bit of the damage. And which ones are these? Brimstone gun. I don't know anything about the brimstone gun. But I can heal. And I am scattered enough to maybe get something done here. They're just shooting me down right now.
The winds flow through me.
And sadly my archers are doing crap. Hopefully it's scaring them off, if nothing else. Probably not though.
Following my destiny.
And these guys are moving, right? Yeah, they are moving, albeit slowly.
Loyal. Move.
Asturian, sense me.
Quickly now. Understood.
Don't get shot now.
Spellcaster supreme.
Yeah, I don't like this formation all that much. Dang it.
Ancestors. Apace.
But we can dodge them still.
Archers.
They have shorter legs than me. I should be okay here.
My destination.
To battle. Without fail. For the king. Apace.
Moving.
Now. Oh, I forgot to turn off skirmisher mode, but
Power.
if they melee, that's fine. Sisters Avalon should be okay here.
Following orders.
And these guys, can we get at the quarrelers quickly enough?
Good duty.
I will not tarry.
Well, my lord's getting wrecked in a hurry. That's unfortunate.
Witness true magic.
But they're breaking. That's a good start.
Onward. Steel. Ancestors.
And there's Gotrek. We gotta be mindful of that, sadly.
Of Hoeth.
Weaver of the winds.
Onward.
Asturian's fire.
Let's get these guys out quickly.
As you say.
Disciple of poets. Magic's unleashed. I go then. It is done.
Now, what can I shoot at?
Understood.
While the chariot's busy doing charity things.
Asa, move. Apace. It shall be done. You repair. Attack. Kill them.
I don't think...
Heralds of the wind.
Actually, can we heal these guys? Not yet.
I summon the winds.
Sister Avalon, get buffed up, and then we'll worry about the heal when the physical resistance buff expires.
Asur Archmage. Ready.
I know it's not very impressive, but thankfully, they screwed up their shot.
Witness true magic.
Weapons ready. We go. Quickly now. It will be done. Asa, advance.
I should get on the quarrels with that said, shouldn't I? Same strategy as kind of before. With the Tomb Kings.
For duty. Death to
Although I
all.
don't think my Sisters Avalon are doing very much, sadly.
Acknowledged. Swiftly.
Actually, Sisters, you are perfect. Hopefully, yeah, due to their larger profile, you should be good here.
Ready.
Archers, we advance.
Now all I can really do is just keep healing
Magic's unleashed.
and hope we can wreck these quarrelers enough.
Fireball. Forward. Asa, forward.
Yes, charge some more. I would like to get a heal for you at some point, though.
Asa, withdraw.
True magic is mine.
Wreck these quarrelers for me.
Awaiting orders. Orion.
Now kill the other gyrocopter for me, please.
Pull back. Heralds of the wind. We will obey.
Yep, they're losing control of their units. Hopefully I can get a good rear charge in that case. Okay, both of them broke, but I think we're seeing the skill of my opponent starting to fall apart on them.
Crush them.
Can we get this to be a victory? It's still really dang close.
Asur Archmage.
And I want to get away from Gotrek.
Power. I sally forth. I see my path.
Can I just charge Gotrek and wreck him that way?
It shall be done.
I don't actually want to fight Gotrek,
For Ulfwan.
but if I could disrupt them really well, that would be great with the chariot. But that almost looks like it was the death of me there,
Following my destiny.
because I did not pay attention to the engineer. Dang it!
For the king.
without fail. Understood. White lions. For order.
Their lord's about to die.
Fire
How's
ball.
everything else
It shall be
looking?
done. Without
My
fail.
archmage is sadly gone, which could turn the tide if I don't kill theirs quickly.
I accept. The winds rise.
And actually, just get away from the gyrocopter for now. Let's try and get grouped up here. He is dead. Perfect. I sadly don't have any more healing, but
My power is yours.
gyrocopter's permanently gone because of that lord kill.
To battle.
I want to kill Gotrek, which Olean Reavers could do that decently. And I'm hoping these guys could... Yeah, firewall moving. That's what I was wondering about.
Seal.
Maybe they could get one more shot on Gotrek before they charge him.
We advance. For duty.
Victory is mine! That was a little messier than I would like because of the formation I had, but thankfully, their feet were too short. They tried to go after my white lines. I turned around, although that may... Well, considering they had quarrelers, that's probably not a terrible idea, because their quarrelers couldn't shoot my back when I turned around, could they? And then I made them just chase after the white lines into my sword masters. Probably could have gotten a little bit more out of my archmage because she took probably more damage than I originally planned. Those heals were probably invaluable. Otherwise, so far so good. I'm trying to think of how many matches we actually lost there, not including the one where we had that severe latency. I don't think that counts for obvious reasons, even if they had probably a pretty good matchup and I did not. I overlooked there was an alternate pathway on that dang map too with my lizardmen. I checked it too and I didn't even see that pathway. Speaking of which, what the heck is this map? Lots of hills, lots of woods. I don't think I want to rely heavily on cavalry. Does that mean I focus more on a range faction then? If I focus on range, I don't know where we're deploying. And I can't rely on my riflemen for Empire to kind of help me here. I think I go with more mortars and archers. Since I don't think I can get away with the gunners. It is a question if I take the Hellstorm rocket or not. Speaking of which, what's the regiment renown? 8 shots. All I know is it's 8 shots. I don't know what exactly that means. Although, if they bring flyers, a Hellblaster is still useful. 1 flyer, 1 monstrous creature alone justifies the Hellblaster gun. I just might not be relying on a lot of... I'm just not relying on a lot of siege weaponry, or playing more turtley is what I mean to say. Now, we don't have a lot of time. Let's figure this out quickly. I want 1 more crossbowman. I don't know if I can or not. Let's just upgrade Karl Franz in that case. Does that give me what I want? No, it doesn't. Not unless I cut something. Because my opponents like to rush their queues. Or the ready-ups. But I could play that game too by constantly readying and unreadying if I so wished. But I would have really liked an extra crossbowman in this. Because otherwise, there's only really 1 singular target for him to go after, and that's the Hellblaster. And I would have liked the crossbowmen to help in at least being able to fight over this ledge.
Altdorf!
I think I deploy over on this left. At least I have a little bit field of view. With the Hell Blaster. Never mind, I have the trees to help to an extent. To give it a little bit of protection, maybe. Although they don't really have the best artillery weapon. Just gotta keep in mind this dang rock ledge in the way.
What do you bid? Swordsman! Ready for war! Show us the foe! Cavalry ready!
Now, where the hell do I put the cavalry? If I am so bold and honest. I can hide them in the trees, that helps. Gives me time to think before I actually use them. But I think I'm gonna be without a doubt moving forward.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, I am not liking the prospect of only a single crossbowman.
Sigmar calls.
But I do have grenadiers to help. And at least provide a little bit of vision back here.
Ready. Great swords. Hell blaster volley gun. Crossbows ready, General. We await your orders.
Alright, I think we're ready. They were quick to ready up when they got the army done. Maybe I should give them the same respect. Maybe I should have hit the ready button immediately, see how they liked it. Otherwise, I do need to watch for any flanking potential. And if there's any flyers, the Hellblaster is going to shoot the hell out of them. I just gotta be ready to protect this thing.
Outriders.
3 crossbows, huh? Let's see what they could do about this.
In the name
'Cause
of the
can I...
two-tailed
Yeah, let me
comrades.
just shoot some of this stuff freely.
To me, men! Take position! Outriders!
These are only bleak swords, they're not worth going after, but... What's a good valuable target to kill?
My girl, Maraz! Ready for war! Go! Light is might.
Now, I hope the trees are not getting in the way here. That would be kind of unfortunate.
Hell blaster!
Now I'm losing my focus of my control group, because this slope's a little annoying.
Call France! Moving now! Get them!
Come on, where's my dang... Okay, there's the friggin' route.
Yes,
Although I can't hit it, can I?
my subjects
This might backfire a tiny bit, just because of the lay of the land.
war! For the Empire! Quick march!
Okay, he's regenerating, it looks like.
Go!
I'm just not getting nearly the shots I would like. Because the trees are working against me, aren't they? I'm willing to bet.
Take the ground! At speed! Crossbowman! At speed! Charge! To me, man!
Yeah, sadly they're going after the great swords at the moment, which... Unfortunate. Come.
Weapons are yours!
I'm getting extra value out of the net, maybe, but...
For Heldenhammer! Aluminous call.
Where the heck is my wizard? Okay, there you are.
The Empire endures! Formation, march!
Now, please tell me you're shooting. Okay, you are shooting, but again, the trees are probably not working the way I want them to.
Formation, march! To battle! Rah! Yes, sir! Detachment move! Charge! Get them!
Yeah, just kill the Blackguard. Although that's impressive damage regardless.
Stand idle. No lingering. Ready for war. My rule is absolute. Take the ground.
Just wreck the Nagaron. Oh, I messed up on my control there. I thought I moved most of these units, but I guess not.
Sigma preserve.
Nope, they're dead, unfortunately. They didn't do nearly the damage I would have liked against the Blackguard.
All France, moving faster to battle.
Hopefully this wizard can rally.
Heading
Nope.
out.
Yep, I missed Mike right now.
Fire from them. Take position. Sigma. Moving now. For Heldenhammer. For France.
I am messing up on my control now, sadly, but hopefully. I'm just wondering, am I actually not hitting Malekith as well as I want to? I figured Hellblaster would do more, even with my poor... Well, again, it's probably because of the friggin' trees, wasn't it? Working against me.
Withdraw.
Spearmen are easily wrecking these poor demigryphs,
For the Warhammer.
unfortunately. Can we kill Malekith?
To battle.
Snare him and wreck him. Let's see if that gives me something here for how badly I'm mismicroing this.
For Heldenhammer. At speed.
Since I don't think I have much of an army left to really take advantage of this. It is what I'm thinking. Maybe if the Lord died faster, but he's just refusing to die at the moment.
Moving faster. Demigryph Knight.
Yeah, he's just
Ready. Take position.
He is just refusing to die, and I do not like it. I don't understand why he's living. It's a bit of the problem.
Withdraw. Yes, General.
Does that kill him? Not quite, but
Demigryph Knights. For the war.
hopefully it forces him to run. But I think this has been decided, sadly.
Formation. March. Battle order.
That was just terrible control on my part. And, again, probably a question of my Hellblaster not getting nearly the value it should have.
Subjects call.
Since, again, my opponent's not even switching their ammo type to shoot at Karl Franz right now. I think... what happened to my cavalry? They were supposed to show him the door, but I guess not.
We are Sigma's heirs. We serve the Emperor.
This had so much promise if I actually
Them.
focus fire like I want. But again, I don't know why exactly Malekith seemed like he was being so hard to kill. I want to take a look at his spells and abilities after this. See if there was some regeneration going on I'm not privy to. Although I kind of can check, can I? Although this is probably a bad time to really check it, honestly.
Help blast the volley gun.
Yeah, and everyone just broke. This match is done.
Preserve us.
That's unfortunate. I think being the trees again probably hurt me so much. Even though they paid for themselves almost 3 times over, even with that said. It just took too long to cripple Malekith to really make that work in my advantage, and sadly, my Grenadiers probably didn't do any damage that they need to, since they were fighting bleak swords after all. And the shots they got on the bolt thrower, well, they could have really damaged the bolt throwers, but was that really a good idea to just Would that have been really a good idea to just charge into all three of those bolt throwers, since they're not really melee units? And I would have to disengage shortly after because of the shades that were hiding the trees regardless. But I'm curious, why were you living so long? That's what I want to understand, since I saw you regenerating life. All debilitating effects. Do you have a lifesteal ability? You have an ability that hurts yourself, which is not what we're looking for. How the heck are you regenerating? Oh, absorbs hit points from enemy. I'm assuming this is it. It's the only thing I can really think of, honestly. I'm gonna have to see just how potent it actually is at some point. But it's the only thing I could think of, and again, just having the trees probably backfired some. Just because I could have chose a better angle to attack or bait Malekith. Is probably one little subtle thing I could have done there. And then when the morale broke, that probably would have made things so much better for me early on. Come on, don't leave us waiting. We already been stuck waiting for 5-10 minutes already. Don't make us wait more. More blood must be spilled. Skulls for a skull's throne, with Khorne being eventually released in Blood Bowl 3. Or not Blood Bowl 3, but I mean Warhammer 3. Total Warhammer 3 even. I don't know what the heck happened there with it unreading me and then finding me in our match. Oh. We're playing against the Sith. And I recognize this map. It's basically all this hill, isn't it? With that said, let me just go back to the High Elves again. I don't know if I want the Heralds of the Wind, but I like the idea of a skirmish harasser that's actually pretty decent in melee. Although we'll have to see what army they're going to use. I don't think... What are the mainstays that I'm going to be keeping here? Well, a lot of this does depend on what army they're actually going to use, is a bit of a problem. As I don't think... Yeah, I'm going to want... Well, I'm going to have the spears to help deal with the minotaurs and monstrous creatures. I'm thinking of maybe swapping out the swordmasters for maybe a phoenix guard or two. If I can get away with that, at least to help with the minotaurs. They have good armor piercing for... Oh, they're going orcs. Okay, we're keeping with what we got here. Some armor piercing there. Sisters Avalon. I think I'll keep the Heralds of the Wind. Do I keep the Dragon? I believe this is the Moon Dragon. What is it? Sun Dragon, Moon Dragon, and then Star Dragon for the tiers, isn't it? And as such, your breath attack should be the one that's good against elite infantry, I think. Just not the best for dealing with large clumps of infantry. Can I get the Sea Guard? Close. Maybe if I downgrade the Fireborn to regular Dragon Princes, that'll help. Gonna have very expensive range units though. Don't know if I like this. Considering it's kind of encouraged I go with the Shield Sea Guard. Speaking of which, there is an option for the Regiment of Renown. What do they offer compared to the regular? It's a bad time to check, if I'm so honest. But I am honestly curious. I just want regular Sea Guard. Because they're grayed out, I can't actually check. Oh. Now, where was I? Checking stats, because I'm curious what these guys actually bring. They have Fear, they have Vanguard, and they can fire while moving. I don't think I honestly need that. But there's options that I like. Okay, we got time to plan. Although in all honesty, can I downgrade to the regular Sea Guard and have enough to afford Spearmen? A third Spearman squad. I'll be at 384. What can I remove? Shield of Saprik. I probably want to keep that. I am kind of liking these spells. Just two simplistic buff spells, although I don't know how much they're actually contributing, if I'm honest. Heal without a doubt can be great. And it gives Fear. Actually, maybe I downgrade. Can I get away? Yeah, downgrade to the regular Sea Guard. And will that give me... I need another 100 gold. Can I get another 100 gold to get the Fireborn back? If I want to go ridiculous on spells, I keep this, but so far mana hasn't really been an issue. I'm going to have to play around with that though. Anything else I want to get? Since I can't afford these spells, I would like Arcane Unforging, but we'll just stick with the upgrade units. Otherwise, what use can I upgrade here? 2 ranks on Sea Guard, or the White Lions could be fun. I definitely will have to study up on how to get the most out of these ranks. That's something I'll have to check into because I haven't put a lot of thought into them. But I think I like this. It's just a question on how many Black Orcs do we have to expect. If I fight any Black Orcs, really, my breath attack should be really good against them if I control my dragon well. And then everything else should just get shredded by the Swordmasters and White Lions. This hill is going to be a bit awkward, but I got arrows to shoot over it. That's not a big problem. It is going to make it tricky to hammer an anvil or charge them though, with that said. And it's also a big map. I have not forgotten about that.
Understood. As you say.
Swordmaster of Hoeth, it shall be done.
White Lions.
So front line is all set.
It will be done.
Lothern
The Sea Guard will be able to handle any cavalry or spider riders that harass them. I would have liked the shields for that occasion, but I think they'll do fine regardless.
It will be done.
Since good use of the cavalries could help deter them some.
Without fail.
And then where the heck do I put you? There's a lot of trees to hide in. Which means they're likely going to be hiding in the trees too. And actually you just straight up outrun any spider riders, don't you? You would be an amazing defense if I control that well.
The winds flow through me.
Spearman.
Actually, let's just group these guys together. They serve the same role. I was thinking of having them separate.
Ready.
And with that said, let me separate these groups more. I'm more used to groups, group 10, group 5 as kind of my main high micromanage units. And of course my Lord. Even though at the same time they're also my main range units for group 5. And group 3 I like using a lot for my hero. I just don't have a hero in this case. The Sisters of Avalon make a good compromise, I think, due to how expensive and potent they could be. Also, before I forget, turn off the skirmish mode. I don't think we need it when my range units can fight. Oh, I hope when I didn't realize, I'm hoping when he says ready, he's referring to this actual battle. That is unfortunate, I apologize. Oh my. Let's hope that's not rushing him. Now, we likely have goblins roaming around. They have a Ragnarok spider. Oh yeah, there's a bit of a blind spot too, isn't there?
It's mine.
We see everything. What exactly do we fight? Black orcs. And 2 black orcs and savage orcs.
Apace!
And these boys, yeah, they don't have armor. These are gonna hurt. If I manage this well. Oh, here comes the loonies and all that fun stuff.
Spearman! It shall be done! For Luther! Europe!
Although it's not doing very much damage, but it works.
Spearman! For duty!
And who's the boss? Just Wurzag.
Loyal! To battle! For the king!
Observe my radiance. Led by
Now we need breath attacks at the ready for... Come on, kill the piggies for me.
Master of sorcery.
Kill the piggies, kill the Ragnarok spider.
I summon the winds. Magic's unleashed. Asurian sends me.
As you say, Orior!
Ragnarok spider's gone. That's not saying much yet though, but
Will be done! Weapons ready!
they are shooting my dragon.
Seeking fate.
They are heavily shooting my dragon. I don't like it. At least I can heal.
Setting forth. Pull back. Following my destiny.
And you're near Sisters of Avalon, which do have encourage. That should help keep you rallied.
Loyal!
Okay, those goons are gone. 20 seconds till another breath attack.
Awaiting orders.
Oh, this is gonna suck. Don't have much of an opportunity to engage with all these boys. Sadly, the savage orcs are a lot more dangerous than I thought they would be. Although, if we could get at the archers, that would be great right now.
I see my path.
I just want to cripple. I want to cripple the black orcs more.
Going abroad.
Understood! By your command!
Nope, that was a bad engagement.
We away! Asa!
I
I'm not
say
happy with that
forth.
engagement, but
We away!
Ready. Seeking the foe.
yeah, they're on skirmish mode. That's pretty good. It helps me quite a bit, if only slightly.
Fireball!
I was hoping these dragon princes disengage like I had originally planned, but okay.
I will go.
Asa, advance! Setting forth! Understood! Kill them!
Following my destiny.
Alright, Illyrian Reavers, you got a good attack. Hit all those goblins. Whee! Look at them go flying.
Led by
Ah, dang it.
orders.
This could suck still.
Orders received.
If I can't rally them somehow.
My power is yours. Onward.
For our ancestors!
Because my Sisters Avalon are about to get wrecked at the moment.
Understood.
To the fray!
To the fray!
Pull back.
Up, Sisters Avalon broke.
It will be done.
Can you still rally? Probably not, dang it. And this looks like it might still be a loss because I've done absolutely no damage to their lords so far.
Will be done. Ancestors! Swiftly! Orders understood!
We'll see if that is the case or not.
Weapons ready! Lakoy! White lions! It shall be done.
Oh, thank God. If we can heal you, that helps a ton.
Heralds of the wind!
Now just run away and be annoying.
Death to all!
Assault Archmage.
And I think the most important thing we can do is group up. Get all my units together.
Move! Asa, move!
Since, yeah, we could just destroy everything that's routed right now.
Guides us!
We go! Onward!
I don't think you can outrun the Savage Orcs, though, can you? Oh, I turned off the tooltip, didn't I? 37, 36, they can sort of outrun them.
Your command!
And by sort of, I mean not really.
Witness true magic.
Oh. I saw the banner and I thought it was my Dragon Princess that broke. But I think we're okay.
Apace! Forward! Fire alarm!
Up, why are you not moving? Cannot move. Okay, I was wondering about that. I was honestly wondering about that.
Behold my power. Asturion sends me. Observe my radiance.
We are not out of this yet. We just gotta deal with Wurzag. And hopefully, Sisters Avalon gain a nice damage buff. Nope. I want Sisters Avalon to fight. I'll worry about them later. Speaking of which,
Withdraw!
time for a fancy breath attack on the Black Orcs.
Magic's unleashed.
And Savage Orcs to boot. Oh, I think I may have hurt myself more than I wanted.
Draw back!
I should not brag about that shot, should I?
Loyal!
Fireball! Loyal! Swiftly! Death to all! March!
I want to hit Wurzag. He is the most important target.
We will obey! We advance! For order! We go!
And otherwise, just keep healing, keep being alive. Most importantly.
True magic.
Onward!
We should win this just due to the fact that we got mobility
Awaiting orders.
and a constant source of health regen.
It is my destination.
Especially if you're gonna just ignore
Harry.
my mounts or units.
Quickly now!
Move it.
Can we force Wurzag to break?
Eradicate
Since he
them.
doesn't have fear or anything like that, right?
Victory is destined.
Yes, the greater good.
Yes, he's broken. He is out. Victory is ours. God, that felt scary. Considering it looks like I was getting steamrolled by a bunch of savage orcs. A bunch of orcs that are naked, for crying out loud. How much more embarrassed do I need to feel to be losing to that? Although Wurzag did a lot of damage apparently. Probably because he focused a lot of his spells on my wizard. It sadly, even with 2 breath attacks on the Black Orcs, it doesn't look like it did any real value, sadly. And my front line did almost nothing. I was reliant entirely on my ranged. Mainly because they focused entirely on their front line. They had no boar boys, they had no spider riders. That's probably a lot of the reason why that happened. I would have loved was it Earthblood to help heal all those sword masters though. That could have allowed me to win that fight. Either way, I think I'll try one more match before I hop off here. No, that was fast. I wonder if that's going to be the same person or not. Who is it going to be? Place your bets now. Orator? I'm assuming no. Oh. Apparently they know me or they don't want to fight me. I don't know which. I couldn't tell ya. Oh well, let's try it again then. One more match? Do I feel like? Yeah, let's try with Tomb Kings again. I'm really happy for that win, but I still need to learn how to get the most out of them. Hello, it's me again. Are you gonna leave, or are you just not happy with the map? And I think I am gonna commit to a range setup here, unless they take something that's even more dangerous at range. Otherwise, most important thing is I need... Oh, they are gonna go more range. This will be interesting. Since I'm gonna need to figure out how to tie up Queen, what is it? Queen Bess, is it? And I don't know how exactly I can do that. And a meat ready up. No surprise. I don't think I want chariots unless I'm gonna be the aggressor. Which, considering what we're up against, I probably should do. We'll get one more bone giant. I had this all planned out. Now I'm in a panic to figure this out. Now I'm a bit of panic to figure this out. Don't worry. I'm just gonna rush everything. Although, I have to play with the mindset they're probably gonna play range regardless if it's an absurd army. That's just proper mindset. It's just proper strategizing. I just don't think I'm happy with this since I would have liked 2 Necropolis Knights. Maybe getting 3 Great Bows is a terrible idea. Especially with this massive opening, or this massive pimple in the desert. It could help protect me from range weaponry though, but I seriously doubt I'm going to deploy in the middle. I'm either going to go to the left or the right, and I'm going to have to gamble that I'm on the same side as my opponent. I think I'll deploy left. And if the crows, the Kyrians could somehow tie up Queen Bess, that would be nice. And then the horsemen just be annoying. Somehow. Now I do have an odd number of damage dealers, which don't know how. I would have liked another regular warriors, I guess, to kind of round out, and that gives my Kepra Guard a little more freedom to move around and attack things. Ooh, I didn't even realize you had magical attacks. That is going to be interesting. And something I kind of overlooked too, the fact that ethereal units do exist. That could be a problem. Alright, let's group everything and see how this goes. I'm not happy with this army, if I'm honest, but we'll see if we can make it work. Now, did I gamble right? No, they just went in the middle. And this layout is not encouraging me to move. It's not a yeah, because I had the dang bats selected too is what happened. No Queen Bess. I think they just got buffed. Now it's just a question, what would these things be good against? I'm not entirely certain. Yeah, now I'm just realizing because these things' more biggest strength is armor piercing, I don't know why I got 3 of these great bows. Well, I appreciate you not, at the very least, using the stream there to try and get possibly an easier win against me. I can respect that you're playing this more for fun. If nothing else. Because there's not much I could do about it if someone chose to stream stipe or stream cheat against me. Now I can't remember, is overcharge actually AoE? No. And I'm using probably the wrong unit as well. Although, armor piercing on animated hulks is kind of useful, but it's going to take forever for my Nekara warriors to actually get over here. Especially with the high ground. But we can buffer the hill at the very least. Are the bats actually being useful? They sort of are. Or not bats, but carrions. Oops. I did not realize how quickly we're getting screwed. Oh yeah, there's the ethereal units I was kind of weary of. I do have... Come on, get going. Get to safety. Well, that was a terrible display. We're thankfully wrecking some of the anime hulks, but I don't think I have the magical... Yeah, I think these ethereal units are going to screw me over. Even if the Nekara are on them right now. That was just a terrible display, letting Cetra get picked off that easily. Yep, there goes my only unit to actually deal with the damned knights. Not much I could do about them anymore. Even if this was gonna go well for me, I think they might single-handedly win this. For... was it? The Vampire Coast here. And actually, what's movement speed like? 36, 31? Actually, these cursed things outrun me. I was not expecting that. Yeah, this is about over, sadly. That was terrible letting Cetra get picked off there. Ah, well. I only have myself to blame for that. At least the bats, or the carrion actually paid for himself. Considering how badly that went, let's try for one more. After getting that... Oh, and even their lord was ethereal. That was a huge oversight on my part, not having some form of magical attacks at the ready. Either way, let's give Tomb Guard some justice, dang it. Winning against dwarves is not enough. We need more victories, more prosperity for them. And they definitely need it with them kind of slowly crumbling to dust, considering they're undead and skeletons and all. Also, apparently they like living in the desert, which doesn't help with their complexion any. Or at least doesn't help with their complexion at all. Let's give this another try. Yeah, I'm just wondering. I have 1,767 gold and I can't select the War Sphinx for some reason. I don't know why it's limiting me there. Okay, this time I am justified getting rid of the 2 archers for 3 great bows, I think. As opposed to before, where I don't even know why I took 3 of these against the Vampire Coast. If I'm completely honest. Let's see, Tomb Guard, they have armor piercing. They will be good for buffering, and then I have 2 stalkers to help. Although, what do I do with the remaining cash? Just buffing my units. That might be good considering I'm going to be playing a little more defensively. Oh yeah, I completely forgot this passive effect. The fact that I'm just healing myself every time I cast a spell. I should be trying to do that more. To get the best possible value. Alright, can I do justice here? 3 armor-piercing great bows. 2 halberds to help protect them, maybe. The only problem is my front line could fall apart really quickly. If the Tomb Guard are not up there. I do have the well, I do have the stalkers to help with that problem, so I should be okay. And otherwise, this is a nice open field. It's going to work better for the Bastildons if they bring them, though. But I got enough firepower to hopefully wreck said Bastildons. We just got to be quick to react to that. Actually, I don't want these stalkers too far forward. Oh god, latency. I am not liking that prospect. Otherwise, let's get this going, see if we can do ourselves some justice here. At least this is a nice, simple army. I just actually want these 2 stalkers controlled separately, considering their placement. Actually, let's turn off skirmisher mode, that will help here. And they're on their way. Let's do ourselves some justice here. Because we have a Bastildons who... oh boy, they got a lot of cavalry. Just wreck the Bastildon as quickly as possible, although... gonna have to get ready for this. Stalkers, you know what to do.
As it should. Legion, forward.
And apparently I was spotted by something, was I? Oh, lizardmen. Because they're lizardmen, silly me. I forgot they had that trait to make it easy for them to see things coming. Alright. I'm trying to see what's actually being targeted. Dang it.
My orders enacted.
And feral cold ones. Okay, I thought they were more expensive than they actually were. Now, can we wreck these Bastildons quickly? Because, yeah, you should be able... these are still technically large, aren't they?
Charge!
And I cannot buff their damage at all. But they are rampaging, they are doing their thing. And they completely demolished the Ripperdactyls, I think is what they're called. I am happy with that outcome. Although they are kind of making this easy for me at the moment too. I'm getting all sorts of the right matchups here. Actually, just chase after the skinks. Yeah, your movement's... Yeah, you can outrun the skinks. I just now need to deal with these. Oh, red-crested skinks. Am I faster than them? Yes, I'm faster than them, but... I don't really have units to actually protect them. Hey, I just said you're faster than them, right? Oh, you got poisoned. Oh, you're against the skinks, that's fine. Well, what's attacking you? Oh, the Cold One Riders. Gotta try and deal with them quickly somehow. Actually, these things are not actually fighting with that said. Alright, give him the buff. Give him some endurance. And dang it, we're gonna have to deal with that Bastildon being a pain. Alright, murder the skinks there. Kill the Ripperdactyls. Hopefully we can finish this up. It was looking promising, but we still gotta tie up that Bastildon. The halberds should still be paying for themselves, right? They are sort of currently engaged with the Bastildon, I think. Although, let's clear some space for Cetra. Come on, you should be able to go through them pretty quick, right? They're only slowly skinks. Or not, maybe I just made a terrible mistake walking into that. Oh, the Ripperdactyls just ran. That's what happened there, did it? Keep the regeneration going. We're not out of the woods yet, even though matchups were looking good and promising up until now. Because my units are still going to fall apart because of their undead trait. Again, this is an example where I need to be familiar with that. Now, tie up them. This could still go badly. They have the Bastildons to be annoying. And the halberds sadly are not helping fight these Red Cris or help deal with the Bastildon. Let's try and fix that. Ooh, perfect. You could just shoot this thing and kill it now, if I'm so lucky. Get 1 or 2 good shots. That's all I want. All the while, just regenerate my units as much as you can. And you have higher movement speed. Hopefully you could just run. Yep, I guess you're not going to get to. You're just getting tied up quite significantly. Hope that was a bad choice. We're tying up the priest, but that's all they're really good at the moment. As much... Yeah, I can't actually catch this thing, can I? These Bastildons are going to continue to be a thorn in my side. Alright, they're completely broken. Dang it. I just want the Tomb Guards to actually attack, dang it. And this is just base attack. No, it's armor piercing damage too. Perfect. Sort of. Can this thing has got cold? Oh, it's got cold-blooded, doesn't it?
Agreed. Obey.
Hopefully, once that buff. No, it's not actually cold-blooded. So what's keeping this thing going?
Animals.
That's what I'm honestly wondering. And we still have 15 seconds, but the community spink. The Sphinx should be able to just run over everything, right?
Onwards, legions.
I just gotta cause a detonation in a moment.
Obey.
Oh, this might get Cetra killed anyway.
Bring my chariot.
Come on, you can run away, right? I don't have any units left. This is... It was looking so promising too. Let's just try and desperately give them a little bit more healing.
Charge.
Because I want to friggin' kill these units. It looked promising, but I guess it wasn't. Silly me for thinking... Well... I'm just wondering what was the biggest mistake there, because... I wrecked the solar engine Bastillodon, but I had no way to chase after it, apparently, to finish it off. And clearly they did not pay for themselves, so what the hell killed me? Since the red-crested skinks shouldn't have done well, it's not like I had heavy armor units, let alone infantry. And I was tic-tac-toe, interestingly. Yeah, I'm just wondering what actually killed me there. The Ripperdactyls were completely destroyed. I think it's as soon as they got in melee with the... I think it was the great bows getting engaged in melee that hurt me the most, if I had to guess. It was going so well, and then they just basically ignored the stalkers, or at least they had so many Cold One riders on the left, that one of those riders actually completely stopped my great bows. It seemed like. That's another match I'm gonna have to double check and see. Oh well. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We finally got a victory with the Tomb Kings at least, if nothing else. I will see you next time.